videos look at Ethan from the back at 12.5 kilometers an hour at 2.5% incline. We'll concentrate on some of the supplementary bits to begin with. First one we looked at was the tracking of the right foot before, as it left, and it landed, and it just came inside the line of the body, which meant it was crossing over. So we can see that just in that position there, and we'll just add this line in. So there we go. There's the line coming up. We can see that where we had that crossing over of that foot, coming across that centre line. Which meant the head was in a further position over. If we have a look where we are after, so we can see that we've got that foot coming across. So we've got 3/4 of the trainer in effect on that particular side. If we have a look at the next toe off position afterwards, see that foot as it comes up and around. There. Okay, so we're still crossing over that centre line of the body, and that is something that can take longer, definitely to work on in terms of that foot placement over that point. We haven't got as much as a shift of the shoulders as we had before, but it's still crossing over. So we still like to get that right foot over on that over to the right side of the body. And that also links in with trying to change that foot position in terms of getting that knees and toes forward. So that's where we'll be looking to have that foot on that arrow as we're coming across. So we've got our feet on 2 tracks. And that's something that will take a bit of time, but band work will certainly help with that. Lateral walks that we did, and there's some other variations as well to help with that ankle instability. If we play that through in terms of foot tracking, so placing the foot on 2 tracks is a key area to look at. We'll see that foot still wanting to move a little bit away from that line, but is landing nicely straighter on that. Nicely positioned on that line, on that point. If we play it through again in terms of that tracking. Tracking is all about the foot taking variety of paths as it works. See again, placing in line with that line. If we look at the left side, so the left is where we've got it before. We're on that position. We can see we've got a shift in the shoulders, and we had that left foot crossing over in terms of a small position there, probably about half of the trainer. If we have a look at after, again, we come through that middle. We can see straight away that the shoulder posture has improved in terms of the shoulders are nice and level across that Bellingham wording. And in terms of that, the crossover on the left has reduced. And we can see in terms of that position, from a half, we've gone down to probably about a quarter of that trainer, just coming across that centre line. So it's a good improvement on that left. It's now just looking at improving that right side in terms of crossover, and that will come. In terms of the foot position in that leg cycle, you can see that bottom, the sole of the foot is facing nicely towards us, and we've got those heels nicely high up to our glutes. Whereas before, when we started to cycle up, we had that heel wanting to internally rotate, toes looking to point away at a greater angle. So that's a good improvement in terms of that position, and that's much better from Ethan on that aspect. So well done in terms of improving that point. The crossover and the tracking will develop with it's all repetition, but really pleased with the shoulder posture and that reduction on the left. If we look at the arms now, so the back gives us a better idea of the arms without question. So if we just play it through and look at before, so before, if we just look on that side, we had a lot of rotation. So we got that rotation, twisting round, elbows pulled up as we come into that right, and as we twist round, we see again we get that twist as we're coming round. So the elbows were facing down and away from that shoulder, down and away, and we're getting more of a twist with that chest wanting to come around, particularly in that twist there. So the lower back and the torso are making more of the movements, and we can see that rotation by the fact that the arm has changed. If we look at where we are after, so where we are after, we just have a look at that now. Really strong position here. We got hands nicely up to the shoulder on the same side, so not crossing over where we had before. We can see clearly that the elbow is coming back towards us, and it's nice and close to that hip. So when I play it through, that arm's going to be almost brushing past that hip as we come into that position. So nice and close to the ribs, which shows an improvement in body control. And again, we've got that hand right up to shoulder height, and we've got that elbow driving back. So really good improvement on that arm drive. Equally, as a consequence of doing that, we're taking a lot of pressure out of the lower back and the torso. And the chest is facing forward all the way throughout. We can't see any twisting of those shoulders. And we can see there as the left arm is coming from pocket to shoulder and the right arm is coming back, we've got that nice shoulder point across us there, whereby we're nice and balanced and even. So it's a really good improvement on the arm drive. They're working consistently as a pendulum. They're working close to the body, which is a sign that the body control proprioception has improved. The accuracy of going hip to shoulder is excellent. Now I'd urge Ethan to continue thinking about playing around with the speed of the arms. Want to go a little bit faster, increase that pendulum more. But I'm really thrilled to see the consistency of that movement from that shoulder joint and that elbow coming backwards. Whereas we look at where before we got a lot of twisting in that lower back, that chest deciding to look at different positions in the room and starting to come out away from the side. But here the elbows are permanently facing towards the camera. Really good job, really good improvement on that arm drive. Also from the back we can see the leg cycle, how the heels are coming nicely up to the bum, whereas before they were hanging low from that knee crease. So again, just reinforces that point from the back. Really well done, Ethan. You've done a good job. Just keep practicing, keep repeating, and those other little areas just to sharpen up will definitely fall into place.